Hi there, Chemsters. It's Bowles, and Moles Part 2 is the video I'm working on today to show you, continuing how to do problems related to the mole. So here's what we started with last time. We were reminded that Avogadro's number is the amount of particles in 1 mole of any substance. So all substances have the same amount of particles at STP conditions. Right, so that's the basis of our conversation about the moles. And last time when we worked together, what we did was we did a problem together, but now let's do another one. So let's just say we're attempting to solve this particular problem. What we would do first is write our given on the upper left, as we always do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 2.300 grams of sulfur. And I am going to go ahead and put the symbol up at the top to make sure. Now, don't forget, we're going to bring the G for grams here. And we want our answer to be in moles. Therefore, we need moles at the end. And here we're going to bring moles. So we need a conversion factor. That's what this is. We need a conversion factor that tells us how many grams are equal to how many moles. So we can change from grams, which is our given, into moles. Now, if you remember, molar mass is the atomic mass of the element from the periodic table. So what I did was I looked up sulfur, and the square for sulfur on the periodic table says 32.06. I usually round it to the tens place. So looking at the 0, that's where I want to round to. Since 6 is above 5 or up, I round up. So I have 32.1 grams in every 1 mole. Why is it 1 mole? Because 1 mole is the quantity that the periodic table says in grams. That's called molar mass. So this number right here, this 32.06, is the atomic mass, and it's also something called molar mass. And we need molar mass anytime we want to convert between grams to moles or from moles to grams. Every time you convert from grams to moles or moles to grams, you're going to use what's called molar mass. So once I've got this set up, maybe you can see the math shaping up here. I'm going to go ahead and cancel my grams, because they are across from each other. Just like we used to do with converting in the metric system, we're using a picket fence, we're canceling the grams, and now we're going to be solving for moles. So what does our math look like? The math, all I have to do is multiply, no pun intended, multiply across the top. So I have 2.3 times 1, which is 2.3. And then multiply whatever's on the bottom. There's only one thing there. 32.1. So my answer is going to be 2.3 divided by 32.1. And so in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my handy dandy calculator and do the math. So 2.3 divided by 32.1. Let me go to my scientific calculator. And I have 2.3 divided by 32.1, and the answer will be 0.07165. If you're doing it on the online homework, you want to enter that whole number in. If you're doing it for class, you could go ahead and round it. So I'm going to put 0.0717 for my answer. I usually like to round it to 3 digits. 0.07, what was it? 17? 57? Can't remember what the number was there. Hopefully I'm close. 57 moles. All right, so there's the answer. Let's try one more. In this case, we're going to go ahead and use Avogadro's number now. So this is where we get to use the conversion factor, Avogadro's number for the number of particles. So atoms are particles. So this is going to tell me how many particles are in 1 mole, and I'm either going to turn it this way or I'm going to turn it this way, depending upon what is given. So looking at my problem, here's the problem I'm going to solve. Maybe you can go ahead and set it up. I'm going to put on the upper left my given, 0.70 moles of iron. So first off, it's wanting me to go to atoms. So I'm going to write atoms over here just to make sure that I get everything set up in the right way. So here I am. I need my mole at the bottom to cancel. I need my atoms at the top. All right, so there's my setup. Now the question is, how many atoms equal how many moles? What should I put? Well, our last slide told us that 1 mole is equal to 6.02 and another 2 if you want. A lot of times I'll just say 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Atoms or particles. That's how many particles are in 1 mole. So in order to do this converting, where do you think I'm going to put next to the mole? I'm going to put the 1 because 1 mole equals 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. All right, let's take a look at the math. We're just about done. We're almost there. So what does the math look like? The math is to multiply these two together and divide by 1. So it's going to be 0.7 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. I'm going to go to my calculator, my scientific calculator, because that's going to be a lot to do on my own. So let me go to my scientific calculator over here. 0.7 times Avogadro's number. Where are you, scientific calculator? Sorry, guys. Here it is. So I'm going to clear that one off. I don't see my clear button. There it is. Okay, so it's 0.7 times Avogadro's number. I'm going to enter it 6.02 exponent 23. This is really important. When you put Avogadro's number into your calculator, you need to use 6.02. The button will say either EXP or EE on your calculator. Some of your calculators says times 10. That's also the same button. And then equals. And my answer is 4.214 times 10 to the 23rd. 4.214 times 10 to the 23rd. 4.214 times 10 to the 23rd. And that's how you do a problem with atoms. Let's do one more where we combine that skill into one. Take a look at this problem. When you go ahead and solve this problem, you're going to need to think about the given first. So here's the given, but it's in atoms. 3.0 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. So I'm going to begin my setup, and at the end they want me to solve for moles. Whoops. So at the end they want me to solve for moles. When I get ready to solve for moles, I can't do that straightforward. Oh, actually I can, because 1 mole equals how many atoms? You're right, Avogadro's number, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. So in order to do this problem, I'm going to take 3.0 times 10 to the 23rd divided by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And I don't know if you noticed that, but that's 3 over 6, which is actually 1/2. The answer is, these are going to cancel. Do it on your calculator if you want. But the answer is going to be 0.5 moles. And there you have it, my friends. May all your problems be good ones. Bye-bye.